and welcome to this video. In this video I will be making a top for New Year's Eve. A little more than a week from now on, it is already New Year's Eve, so I have a lot of sewing to do. I drew some designs which I could not choose from, so I posted it on my Instagram at @doitme, and then I let the people decide what they liked the most. And there were two tops who tied together. Those were this design and also this design. I will be combining those two into one top, and I will give my own little spin on it and adjust it a little bit. So for the front of the top I will be using this design, and I also wanted to make the straps from the second design. Instead of making some straps, I will be using some golden lint, because I will also be using a golden fabric. For the lining of this top I will be using some black stretchy fabric. This fabric I also used for my Christmas dress in my previous video. Please enjoy the video and get ready for the results. Last year I wanted to make a dress for Christmas with this fabric, and it didn't quite work out, so maybe I will try to make it more lovely later on. But I have still some scraps left, and this is the inside, but I don't really like how it feels. It's a bit sturdy, if you know what I mean, so I will make a lining for it. But this is the outside. It really does need a good iron because it is so wrinkly. But I love how golden and shiny this is. So this is what I will be using for the outside of the top. All of the golden fabric pieces, except for the back piece, is all ironed. Well, it is ironed, but some of the wrinkles don't come out. I also did the first dart, so I will be ironing this, and I will be ironing it inwards. My first thought was that I did the, well, kind of cup pieces at the same time, so then I would clip it on, because I will use these clips instead of the pins, because when you use the pins on this fabric you can still be able to see where the pin was, so that was not very nice. But yeah, so that's why I will be using the clips instead. And well, I thought if I clipped down the first one and then continuously clip down the second one, but I do not think I will be doing that, because I think the fabric and the clips will be in the way of the other one. So I will do one first, then lay it flat so it's not like sticking out, and then I will clip on the second one and then sew this line, and then hopefully it will look good. Here are the back panels, and this is the inside. It's on camera more glittery than I thought it would be, and here you can see those little dots. Those were from the pins, because I just took them, just took the pattern paper off, and I am going to iron it quick and attach it onto the top. The outside layer of the top is all done. Those seams didn't work out the way I wanted them to, but they look fine to me. On the inside it looks a bit more disturbed, but I fixed it quite well. And the darts, I think they're pretty nice. And well, I do not really like how this curve is going, because if it were up to me, and well, I mean, I can make it another pattern, but for this top I didn't want to adjust a pattern that much. So what I would do the next time is I want to put this on a upper curve, if I'm saying that correctly. Then what I do like about this part is that it is like a nice corseted belt or something like that. So if you would do a curved line here, then I don't know, I think this is a little bit losing its magic, but still, well, I tried it on, kind of, at least, because I do not have any grommets or lacing to put it on, but I tried to put it on top of my body and looked at it, and I'm not sure, because, well, these lines, and I think those cups are maybe a little bit too big for me. But then again, I will be lining it, and then everything will be a little bit smaller. So I hope that it will fit a bit more appropriately. So yeah, I hope that will work out. So onto the lining. The lining is all done. I did it exactly what I did with the outer layer of the fabric. And you can see here, this is a little bit of salvage because I was using scraps. It needed to fit, and this was the only way to let it fit, but it will also be sandwiched onto the outer layer of the fabric. So hopefully you will not see this very much, and of course I will also wash it before I wear it, so hopefully it will be unseeable. And I came across a few things. This panel is the back panel, and it's a little bit longer than this side is, because when I was drawing the pattern for the back, I had this pattern piece and this one laid next to each other, but well, of course here you have some seam allowance, and I did not think about the seam allowance, so it is a little bit longer, but I will trim that down. And I also will iron it a bit, also the outer layer, because it was laying on my table for a few days, so it is all wrinkly again. Luckily not as wrinkly as it was. And this is the lint I will be using. It is a golden lint, but it's not the same gold, but I will still be using it because I think it's a nice lint. So I will be using it, and I will just sandwich everything. How will I do that? I will lay the good side on the good side, and when I do that, I will be laying those little straps around here, and I will clip it on when it's between both sides. And you can see the width is not the same, but I think when I sew it, I mean, you have a little bit of seam allowance, and on both sides you have some seam allowance, so I will maybe stitch it. Oh, I'm sorry. Why isn't the camera focusing? I will maybe stitch it a little bit closer at the top, so it will be nice and fitted, and not that it's like you have such a big strap and then the lint is like this. That would be a little bit, well, off, and I do not like that, but I hope the coloring will be alright, and I think it will be fine, because this is, you see the most of this on my back, and well, of course you can see over here they're next to each other when they're attached. And also over here I will insert some grommets, so that's also a place where you can see them. But yeah, I think it will be alright. And also I need to trim this a little bit down as well. And the seam allowance, I will fold it, I think, outside. I don't know what's the nicest way to finish it, but I think I will fold it outwards. And yeah, I will get back to you when it's all sandwiched. I have it almost all clipped on, and I was thinking to myself, the straps are in there, sandwiched and well, and hold on with a clip, because I don't want to destroy the golden fabric with all of those holes from the pins. So I clipped everything, but what I was thinking, normally what my brain wanted to do was like start over here, so the whole top line and the sides, and then finish the whole seam. But I don't think I want to do that right now, because I want it to be, well, nice and neat. So I am starting at this point, sew the entire top line, and then I will sew those lines downwards, because I don't want some gathering or bulking at the top. And once those pieces are all sewn, then I will trim it down, flip it also inside out, and figure out how I am going to do the seam. So yeah, that was what I was thinking. And if anyone has any other suggestions what I can do later, please let me know in the comments down below, because I have no clue what I'm doing, and I hope it will work out. It did not go as I planned. I have stitched this side upwards and then across to secure the lint, and I have sewn this side also upwards and also secured the lint. But well, it did what I was afraid, and the black fabric got a little bit more bulky as I went upwards. So here it isn't as big as a problem, but on the other side it was, oh, I'm sorry, it is a little bit more. So I took out the clips I had put over here, and I will do it again, but this time I will also clip both sides, but I will sew it downwards and then stop at this point, and then sew this one separately also downwards and also stop at this point, and then I will do the side. So I hope that this time it won't get as bulky as the other side was, but it is not really a big problem to me, because it needed to be a little bit smaller, not that much, but I hope it will fit me a little bit better right now. So this is what I did. I clipped everything down, and I haven't sewn anything on the golden fabric or the black fabric, because I, turned it inside and then clipped it, and it was a lot of work because everything needed to be even, and it was a bit hard, but I think it will be fine, and it looks fine to me, and I think everything is around the same length. Not that like this is coming down to here and then over here it's like in a curved line or anything, so that's something I'm glad about. I also have ironed all of the lines where I have sewn, which were flipped inside out, so it would be a little bit more nice and neat and crisp, and that also helped me pretty much with clipping everything. I also came across a little, oh, I'm sorry. I also came across a little thing over here because this seam was getting a little bit loose on the golden fabric on the top over here. So that was of course, oh, I'm sorry. So that was of course not what I wanted. So I have sewn that in, well, only this little piece I have sewn it in by hand. So that also is a thing which happened, and over here it didn't happen, and I hope it won't. So I will sew this one, and then I can put the grommets in over here. I wanted to talk with you about all things that I liked and I did not like of this top, and I wanted to start off with the negative points because those are a little bit more than the positive ones, so I want that to be over with and, well, continue on to the positive things so I can close this video and have some happy thoughts instead of going the negative spiral. The first thing which I do not like on this top is the sizing. The sizing is actually a little bit too big for me. I used the smallest pattern that there was, but still I needed to make it a little bit more smaller, and that is something which I could have thought of, but I did not. And well, it's sad, but I don't want to unpick the entire top and redo everything. So I will not do that. The other thing which I don't like is how the cup is going, because it's going downwards and I would like it to be going upwards, so you have a real cup part and not also a side panel. So that is something which I do not very like about this top, and well, I cannot help that very much. The lacing on the back is also a little bit too big for me. I should have made the back panels even smaller, and well, I do like that when you add some grommets, the garment is easily adjustable to multiple sizes, but for me, I use too much fabric, so it is not very adjustable for my size because it is just too big, and well, I cannot help that very much. In some places the lining is a little bit visible, but well, that doesn't bother me as much as I would have thought when I ironed it all the way around. What I do not like, and next to the it's too big part, this is also a pretty big point for me which I do not like. It is the V-line. It is a little bit too low for me and a little bit too exposed, and I do not like it to feel this naked. I do like cute tops, and well, this is a little bit too much. So yeah, that is something which I also do not like, and maybe I can adjust it if I want to adjust the entire thing, and maybe I will make something up here which makes it more elegantly or something, or cover it up a bit with some lace or anything. If you have any thoughts on what I should do with this top, please let me know in the comments down below. And onto the positive things. I do like that I got to use some scraps to use for the fabric, and well, that is something. It was a little bit of a challenge because normally I have a meter or 2 meters of fabric and then I can easily use it, and I do not really have to figure out, oh, how can I fit this pattern piece in to have the most of the fabric used. So that's something which I really liked about it, and especially for the golden fabric, because I think I said it before in the video, but I do not remember it quite well. I got this golden fabric to make a Christmas dress for last year in 2023, but that did not work out very well because at the time I was just learning to sew, and well, it didn't work, and it was a little bit too late when I started it, so it was chaotic all the way. But well, now I got to use it, and I do really like the shine it has on it, and also what I do like is the lining fabric, which is the scraps from my Christmas dress from this year, 2024, and it feels so cozy. It feels so soft and nice to the touch, so that is something which I am very happy about, that is the lining in this top. What I do want myself to remember is that when you make a few mistakes, that it is fine to make those mistakes, because eventually you will learn from them, and that makes you a better seamstress. So that's something that I will keep in mind for this video. And if you have any suggestions on what I should make next, or what I should do with this top, because it doesn't really fit me that well, so if you have any suggestions on that part, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out very much. So thank you for everything. Thank you for watching the video. Remember, here we do it ourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!